Salutations, second graders, and welcome to English Lesson 7 in our mobile learning platform. We are on pages 295, 296, and we're going to do a little review as today's lesson is for practicing what we've been working on so far. So let's get our papers in front of us and we'll go over those briefly. Then I'll let you go ahead and get started if you're comfortable, and if you're not, you'll stay tuned and we'll do them together. I'm going to go ahead and get my paper in front of me. All right, friends, here we are. We are going to take a look at numbers 1 through 3, and our job today is to circle the verb. Everyone circle where it says verb. Draw a line between the subject part and the predicate part. Draw your line. And then underline the subject. Everyone underline the word subject. We'll do number 1 together. Let's go ahead and take a look. The day is hot. Let's see, Emma, can you tell me where the verb is in the sentence? The day is hot. The verb is, and it's a linking verb, right? Linking verbs are is and are, was and were. Okay, so that was kind of a tricky one. The verb is, the day is hot. So what's the subject part there? Well, what's hot? The day. Okay, so we're going to separate between day and is. So we'll underline day because that's our subject. Good. Guys, you'll do 2 and 3 on your own. Let's move on to the next section. Numbers 4 and 5. We have to find the adjective in front of the noun. So they want us to mark the more interesting sentence and draw boxes around the 2 adjectives. So listening carefully. We'll do number 4 together. The dog ate his food. Or, the hungry dog ate his tasty food. Which sentence is more interesting to you, Tino? The hungry dog ate his tasty food. The second sentence. Very good. So where are the adjectives? Remember, they describe, right? They describe the nouns. So, the hungry dog and the tasty food. Excellent work. Let's move on to the next section. You'll do number 5 on your own. Circle the words that are different that could be joined. Use the word and to make one sentence. So everyone's going to circle where it says different. Okay, here we go. The goat eats hay and the goat eats grass. What are my different words there, Quincy? Hay and grass. So our sentence should read then, the goat eats hay and grass. Yes? Write it down, friends. Okay. Do your best to make your writing neat. My aide needs help. Okay, let's move on to our next section. You'll do number 7 on your own, or you'll stay tuned and do it with me. But let's move on together so we can get the rest of our instruction. Okay, now we have to draw a line between the subject part and the predicate part. Underline the subjects and join them with and to make one sentence. So, are you ready? We're going to draw a line between the subject part and the predicate part. Draw your line in the instruction. And then underline the subjects and join them with and to make one sentence. So, Dad worked hard, Mom worked hard. What is the verb there, Sonia? Worked. So we're going to draw our first line between Dad and worked, and our second line between Mom and worked. And then our new sentence should read, Dad and Mom worked hard. Go ahead, second graders. You can write that on your line. And you'll do the next one on your own. All right, then we're going to circle the predicate parts. Everyone circle where it says predicate parts. Underline the subject parts. Underline where it says subject parts. Write the run-on sentence as two sentences. Are you ready? The tree is tall. The leaves are small. Where are my predicate parts? Remember, the predicate part starts normally with an action word. So what are we going to circle in the tree is tall, the leaves are small? We will circle what, Max? Is tall. And what else, please, Giovanni? Are small. Excellent. All right, now we have to write the sentence as two sentences. So the tree is tall. Our period would go where? After tall. Very good. The leaves are small. Okay, so second graders, that covers that section. Make sure you pay attention and do your very best on the next one where it says Grandma reads a story. We listen quietly. Let's look at the last part of this worksheet. It says write an adjective in the blank that describes the underlined noun and makes the sentence more interesting. So the blank rock rolled down the hill. The pink rock rolled down the hill or the large rock rolled down the hill? What's going to make the most sense there? Caesar? The large rock rolled down the hill. Okay, so you have to make sure that your final sentence when you're done makes sense. If you think you understand and you're ready to do it on your own, get started. Otherwise, let's go back to the beginning and you can do it with me. We'll get started right now. Mike's new bike is green. We're on number 2, friends. Stay with me now. We're going to circle the verb and draw the line between the subject part and the predicate part. Then underline the subject. Mike's new bike is green. What is the verb there? What's the action? Jackson is. Okay, so we're going to draw a line where then, Sean? Between bike and is. And so what is green? The bike is green, right? So we underline bike. Okay. My friend plays with his dog. What is the action there, please? Reagan. Plays is our verb. So we're going to separate our sentence where? Between friend and plays. And what is our subject, please? Kylie. Friend. Very good. All right, moving on to number 5. The two girls washed the dirty car, or the girls washed the car. Well, friends, reading the directions, we need to remember we're marking the more interesting sentence and drawing boxes around the two adjectives. Mila, what's the more interesting sentence there? The two girls washed the dirty car, or the girls washed the car? The two girls washed the dirty car. Good. And so what are our adjectives? What kind and how many, remember? Jacob, two girls tells us how many. And what kind of car? Dirty car. Excellent. Moving on. We now have to circle the words that are different that could be joined and use the word and to make one sentence. So, the horse walks in the field or the horse walks in the barn. So, field is different than barn. So our new sentence should read how. How would you make this into a new sentence, please? Trinity. The horse walks in the field and the barn. Very good. Go ahead and write it down. The horse walks in the field. And in the barn. Good job, second graders. Moving on. Paul loved God, Silas loved God is number 9, but what do we have to do there? Let's read the instructions. Draw a line between the subject part and the predicate part. Underline the subjects and join them with and to make one sentence. So let's start with Paul loved God. Where is my subject part? Paul is the subject and loved is the action. So Paul loved. We're going to separate it there. Underlining the subject of Paul. Same thing. Loved is the action. Who loved? Silas loved. Okay. So we're going to write Paul and Silas loved God. Awesome, second graders. Let's move on. Circle the predicate parts and underline the subject parts. Write the run-on sentence as 2 sentences. Grandma reads a story, we listen quietly. Where do you see the predicate parts? We have to start by looking for the action. What's the first action you see, Bradley? Reads. So we have to circle it, right? Reads. The predicate part is from reads to the end, so reads a story, right? And then what's the other predicate part or action there? Sean. Listen quietly. Good. All right. So we have 2 predicate parts. What are our sentences? Reads the story. Who reads the story? Grandma. And listen quietly. Who listens quietly there? Max. We. Okay, so our first sentence is Grandma reads the story. Everybody write it down on your line. Guys, use your neat writing. And we listen quietly. Okay, friends. Let's look at our last section. Write an adjective in the blank that describes the underlined noun and makes the sentence more interesting. Are you ready? Sonia, Bob saw a blank car on the road today. Well, what kind of car do you think he saw? Did he see a red car or a salty car? Red would be right. Red is the correct answer because we wouldn't know if it was salty unless we tasted it, right? Salty is a taste, not something we see. Remember when we went over our senses? All right. The blank boy helped the lady. What kind of boy helps ladies? Kind boys. Awesome possum, second graders. Good job, and thank you so much for joining me for lesson 7 in our mobile learning English. Have a good day.